Hey everybody, it's Robin Scherzer with Robin Stampin' Hood. Welcome to the Hood and welcome to my June in color class. We are doing Timid Tiger, as you can see. So I have some people who do this remotely, so they have received all the base supplies for this along with the in color. So I'm just going to go over very quickly what the card looks like and how to make it. So for those of you that have received the supplies, this will be card number 1 and what we're going to make. So I'm going to actually, let's see, get a little bit more organized here. I'm going to actually put this little note here so you can write down the measurements of what you're going to need to cut with your Timid Tiger cardstock and designer series paper. So the first piece you will need to cut, and you might want to stop and cut these before you follow along with me if you need to, or write these down really quick, stop the video, and then cut them. So the first piece of cardstock you're going to cut is, this is 5 by 2.5, and then you're going to have designer series paper that layers on top of it, and that's 4 3/4 by 2 1/4. The next piece of cardstock is 4 by 2.5, and your designer series paper is going to be 2 1/4. Now you can see on my sample, I did use this background, but I ran out of those pieces because I've been making lots of stuff with this. So I'm just using this background instead. So you can do whatever you want. So let's go ahead and start putting those together real quickly. This is so easy, so quick. And I have tried to keep it to one stamp set. Like last month, we just used the Simply Said stamp set, which is a real nice sentiment stamp set, so you can, you pretty much have anything in it. So this month, what I'm using, it's called Bright Borders, and it looks like this, obviously, and it has a matching punch called To the Point label. And I know these are back ordered right now. They had come in, but it's very popular, so it's gone now. But this is the stamp set we're going to use for the sentiments. So let me go ahead and do this real quick. These are just very basic cards. I want people to see that these are actually called monochromatic cards. And when I first started years and years ago, that's all I knew how to do. And I'll be coming up on my 24th year of being a demonstrator, which is crazy to me. I've been a demonstrator longer than my daughter has been alive. And I started with monochromatic cards, and I'll never forget my very first full pack of cardstock that I bought was Brilliant Blue. Who's been around long enough to remember Brilliant Blue? That was a long time ago. And I remember thinking to myself, why did I buy such a big pack of paper? So I made a lot of Brilliant Blue cards that year. And now I have every color that we have. Full packs plus some, because you can never have enough cardstock. All right, so then we're just going to layer it like that. And I'm just kind of keeping a little border around. So then you're going to take a piece of, or I'm going to take a piece of scrap white. And with my Timid Tiger, I'm going to go ahead and I felt with some of these cards that it was just a little too orangey. So I went ahead and I added what we used last month, which is the Secret C. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to stamp that. And then I'm going to come along with my Secret C and add my next stamp. We're just going to stamp like that. Beautiful. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to get this out of my way before I put my hands in it, because I absolutely will. And what I love about our punches is that you stamp and then you go with your punch upside down and you kind of line up what you're doing and you just punch it right out and you have a perfect, a perfect image. So then I'm going to go ahead. I'm getting low on my dots. So I'm going to go around and cut these so I can use them. Do you guys use these? I mean, my goodness, they are just funky looking dimensionals, but they are dimensionals. So don't waste those. So I'm going to go ahead and put a bunch of these around because I want it to be nice and sturdy. And you know, I always say you get 300 in a pack, so don't be afraid to use them and just have some backup for yourself. All right, so that looks kind of like a smiley face. A crazy smiley face, but a smiley face. All right. Come on, I can do this. Yes, I can. I know I should be using my little pokey tool, and sometimes I get a little lazy about that. That's all right. And so then I'm just gonna, and look at it, it's a different shape. I mean, it's the same shape, but I'm doing it this way instead of that way. So you can do whatever you want. You could use, if you don't have this, use a circle punch. Use anything that you have on hand. I mean, you guys got all that your hearts probably need. So just go ahead and use what you have. Let's see. I am looking in my little messy world here for my, oh, here they are. They're hiding by my Mike and Ike's. Haha. I was looking for the embellishments. Just gave away my little secrets. All right, I'm gonna grab my pokey tool, which is right here in front of me. Now again, I kind of felt like I had too much orange. So these are the embellishments for the new In Colors. So everybody that has been part of my In Color Club, you have these. So again, I'm just using the Secret C, because I feel like it just needed a little bit different. I didn't want to add orange to it. I just felt like it was too much orange. I don't normally feel that way about these, but I did on this one. So there you go. So make sure you got your measurements on that. This is card number 1. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, let's go to card number 2, which is even easier. Again, if you're part of my club, you would have gotten the base parts of this. So let me pull your measurements for you. So this is card 2, super easy measurements. You are just going to cut your cardstock to 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. And then your DSP is just 1/8 smaller, 3 by 4. All right, that's pretty easy. You know, I go between phases of really liking the 1/8 of an inch, and then I get lazy about cutting the 1/8 of an inch, and I go to a 1/4 of an inch. What about those apples, right? Sometimes it's a little bit harder too to line up the 1/8 of an inch. So let's see if I can do this without totally messing up here. Come on now. All right, there we go. Beautiful. Oh, I guess I should show you the card. So this is the card. Isn't it pretty? I love it. All right. And then we're going to just center that right in the middle. And again, you have this, you know, the inside piece is white already, so you don't even need to do any lineup of that. And I forgot to grab my ribbon, so we're going to grab ribbon real quick. Press that down. And I'm going to actually use my bow maker, which is right here. And I'm just going to make the smallest one. Grab my scissors here. My ribbon scissors. You guys got ribbon scissors? You should. If you don't have ribbon scissors, you need to buy a brand new pair of scissors and designate them as that. And they will cut your ribbon beautifully every time. Don't use it on paper. Don't use it on anything else. You're just going to use it on your ribbon. So look at how pretty. I really like this ribbon too. I know I said that last month when we were playing with the Secret C, but it's a real easy a real easy tie. So I'm just gonna do that, put that aside for right now. Now, let's see. So I used the Congrats that is out of this set here. So we'll do that. So, you know, if you have a high school graduation, which I do have one tomorrow, so I think I'll just give her this. Heck yeah. How smart of me. Ha. So I just took a little piece of, I think this is like a 3 1/4 by 3 1/2. You know, we have them all left over, right, from cutting our paper down. So not going to do it quite in the middle. Do that. Am I crooked? I might be. So I'm going to try that one more time. Let's see right here. And I really should be stamping on my mat, but I didn't. So I think that's okay. I think that's pretty good. And I'm going to go against my normal cutting of the tails on stuff, and I'm going to go the other way. So I'm going to cut my tail on this side and not the other side. So I'm just going to cut a little off because it's a little too long. Go down the center and then corner to slit and corner to slit. And then we have our tails. And my tails aren't always perfect, and I'm okay with that. It doesn't bother me. See, this is why you have two sides of the paper, though, because there's my first congratulations. That didn't look, I felt, like the best. So I'm going to put that there, and then I'm going to grab my little ribbon, and I'm going to grab my glue dots. I'm going to press my ribbon into the glue dot, and I'm just going to kind of put it off to the side like that. Cute, cute, right? Is that not cute? Let's get rid of some of this stuff. And let's, of course, we have to have embellishments. So let's grab the embellishments. And I felt like putting them in the center of these flowers, like the smaller embellishments, were perfect for that. So go ahead. But I'm still going to kind of try to keep it as a triangle. We don't want like straight lines. So we could definitely do this one here. So now we've got, and then I think we'll do one down there, or we could even do it up there, but I think it needs one down there. But you do whatever your heart desires, of course. All right, so that is card number 2. Again, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. All right, so for our last card, we're gonna do this. And again, I felt like it was way too orange. So I did a little bit more than I normally would. And it looks like I'm a little crooked on my stamping, but that's okay. Okay, so let's see what the measurements are on this one. So card 3, this is card 3. So your card stock is a full card stock now. I didn't give you white for this. And you're gonna just cut it right in half at 8 1/2 by 5 1/2, right? I think I told, that's right. 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. Let me double check. Yep, that's right. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the most of the layers together so we don't have to worry about it. So I gave you a white piece to go on the inside. So when you go to write, it's all set to go. So that's just a 5 1/4 by 4. Oh, actually this one is a little different. This one is actually 5 by 3 3/4. So I have a bigger border around there. All right, and this one is also 5 3/4. And then I cut you a secret C that is the 4 by 5 1/4 to layer on top of this. All right. And let me lay this down otherwise. And you just want to frame that piece out. Piece out. I'm going to put that on the top. Okay. And then you're layering that. Okay, so the DSPs that you need are, and I don't know that I cut them all. So the DSPs, these 3 are 3 by 2s, okay? So you're just gonna kind of, you know, layer them. They don't need to be perfect. Like they should be offset a little bit. So there's that one and that one. I just love these flowers. I could use these flowers all day. Now I have this DSP at 3 3/4 by 3 1/4. I did not cut myself a piece of that, but you can see that's what I did for the inside. So you want to go ahead if you want that on your inside. I just think it adds a little different, nice piece to it. So this piece again is 3 3/4 by 3/4. So if you want to do that on that. So let's go ahead and just lay these down real quick. So just kind of cockeye it. Is that a word? Cockeye it. Okay. And then there's that one. And this one. Oh, come on, Mr. Glue. Don't give up on me now. All right, so just like that. All right, so then we're gonna use this stamp set again, and we're gonna grab a piece of scrap to do this. I'm just kind of holding that down there. And I wanna use a different frame this time, but I'm going to go back to my Secret C and do this. Make sure it's toward the edge so your punch can reach it. All right. And then I'm going to grab the, you know what? I'm actually going to change this to a thank you because I need way more thank yous than I do anything else. So we're going to go ahead and just use a thank you on here. Oh, that's a dirty thank you. We're going to try that again. That never got cleaned. So that was my bad. Hold on here. Again, this is why don't put your paper down until you've stamped it. So let's go ahead and do this. Try that one more time. Watch me and all my fake or all my false starts. All right, let's see. That should be better. Let's hope. All right. Yay. That was a real dirty. You can tell I stamped it on my pad. And all you need to do to correct something like that is take a paper towel and soak up the excess. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and punch this out. Again, I like it to stamp it first and then punch it because then you can line it up perfectly. And always stamp upside down. Don't put it on the table. You're not doing yourselves any favor. It's just going to shift when you do that. Just make sure your hands don't get caught in the punch and then squeeze her down. And then you have that. So let's go ahead. We're going to go back to the dimensionals because I'm going to pop that little puppy up. And you can see where my mistake was, and that's okay, right? We're going to put all these edges to good use. That's what I love about it. All right, use it to the very last drop. All right. All right. All right. All right. This is probably the hardest part of it. It always is pulling the dimensionals off, the backing off. All right. And we're just gonna, let's make sure it goes on straight, huh? I've been crooked lately. All right, so I think that's good. Put that there. And then again, we gotta come back to our dimensionals, right? Our embellishments. You cannot, my rule of thumb is always you stamp it, layer it, and embellish it. And it'll be a perfect picture every time that you do that. So again, I'm gonna just do this in the middle of these flowers because I just think that adds it so perfectly. And let's see, where else can we put one? How about, you know what? Do we want to do one right there? You could do it anywhere your heart desires. How about right in the middle? No, I think we'll just put it right there. All right, that does it. All right, that is it. So let's go back to all of our fun little cards so you can see what they all look like again. So there you go. There is my In Color class, Timid Tiger, for June. Thanks, guys, and I hope you have a great day. Happy stamping.